Welcome back, everybody. So in my last video, I talked about the 5 things that I've learned about intellectual property with blockchain. In this video, I'm going to finally get into all the different ways that we've been able to successfully distribute our music on the blockchain. Not only as Juice independently, but as the listening room, as a whole collective. I've been able to engage with many different talented producers, audio engineers, DJs, vocal artists within the listening room to create, collaborate, and distribute our works together. Not only as NFTs, but we've also been able to effectively license our music as well to projects, podcasters, YouTubers, and the likes of such. From NFTs and leveraging blockchain technology to facilitate your sync licensing transactions and everything in between, we're gonna hit in this video. Back in January of 2022 this year, I released my first NFT collection in collaboration with NFT Project, an amazing 3D visual artist. What we came up with was the first edition Juice ticket, the 3D augmented reality exclusive access ticket that I utilize as a token gating mechanism for whitelisting and exclusive access experiences for my holders. What I did was I embedded a private playlist link within the metadata of the NFT. That is how I introduced myself as Juice to the Cardano blockchain and the whole entire Web3 ecosystem. Again, like Ethereum, Tezos, Solana, everyone. And let me just point out that I do believe as independent artists and musicians, we are going to be the ones to really lead the cross-chain revolution in a sense. We all have our own independent distribution system. Even before we came here, we all had our own independent avenues of distribution. So we still do. And just because we have our different avenues of distribution, or we might be a home base to a specific blockchain, doesn't prevent us from collaborating with each other. At least it shouldn't. And so it's only more exposure for us on other blockchains, and it's like getting your product in a different store. So again, that exclusive access ticket allows me to token gate experiences. So what is token gating? I spoke to it in my previous video. If someone is holding a specific token, I can utilize that policy ID as a spending condition. Only holders of this token are allowed to purchase this NFT at this time. When I minted my first track and distributed it as an NFT, which I will get to, I allowed my OG Juice ticket holders whitelist access, and so I allowed them 5 days beforehand and extremely discounted the NFT so that they can access it first and get it at the lowest cost possible. And that's just now only adding value to the original token holders in the first place. And so we can utilize the token gating experience in many different ways to continuously add value to our holders. Second to the Juice ticket is minting your NFT, okay? That's the first thing that comes to mind that anyone thinks of when they come to blockchain and distributing your music is, oh, music NFTs. We're still so early that we've only begun to scratch the surface on the value that we can provide and create with music NFTs. Not only music NFTs, but a fungible token. The only thing that distinguishes a fungible token from a non-fungible token is either one of two things: the policy ID and or it being more than one. So if it's more than one token that you're allocating, that effectively becomes a fungible token on your policy. One of the other ways that we've been able to distribute our music as a collective within the listening room is by collaborating with other distribution partners like sickcity or freemusic. So before I get to freemusic, I'll speak about sickcity really fast. sickcity is a music distribution and promotion platform on Cardano that supports independent artists by distributing their music for free. And now at first you think, for free, why would anyone distribute their music for free? Well, the number one reason is exposure. Let's just say I have 100 tracks, maybe 12 of them I'm putting on the album, and I have a 13th extra track that I created within my album making process that didn't quite make it to the album, but you know what? I'll throw it to sickcity and he can actually promote it, my album, with this one track. And everyone who's able to mint a sickcity token does it for free. And it's not actually free, you pay 2 ADA. And after paying 2 ADA, the transaction transacts and then you are returned 1.6 ADA back. So it costs a very nominal amount, like literally pennies can be added up to the cost of what it costs to mint a sickcity audio token. So it's been really awesome to partner with Sick City as the listening room and create a platform for independent artists to actually have an immediate avenue to distribute their audio tokens without having to think about too much. You do want to have everything laid out as an independent artist before you do a release, because that's when you can make your biggest break and you can come with your most effective momentum when you do have your releases planned out. On a side note, I'm just gonna plug a little book that I read called How to Make It in the New Music Business by Ari Herstand. It definitely helped me, and it goes through the, 26 some-odd steps of a release. And if you miss one of these steps, then you're probably not on point as much as you should be. Fresh music. Fresh music and fresh publishing, which is This Crazy Life, as you all may know, has been able to create a music player as an NFT. And so he works with you, and you can actually provide him the tracks, the album art, the background, the different colors, and the metadata. And that's a solution to the non-playback feature that some blockchains are experiencing right now with their music NFTs. That gives an awesome listening experience for your listeners so that they can listen to your whole entire album all the way through on chain. A gap that we're bridging right now as well is creating the best streaming experience, and shout out to Noom. Project Noom is also a project on Cardano that is securing that whole distribution and streaming experience, so the artists are able to earn their royalties off of streams immediately. Different protocols such as these have been very effective partnerships for the listening room and the artists that we help facilitate creation, collaboration, and distribution for. One of the other amazing milestones as a collective that we're proud to be a part of is the collaboration that Crime Fighter has done with Dropz, which is a token distribution system on the Cardano ecosystem. So what Crime Fighter has done is they've collaborated with Dropz to distribute the very first audio token on Dropz. And so, and the track is actually named Dropz. It goes pretty hard, y'all. I'll add the link in the description below. Shout out to Crime Fighter because their audio token has been dripped into over 10,000 wallets right now. On what blockchain is a fungible token or non-fungible token in 10,000 wallets? I don't think any. So that has been a really huge milestone, not just as a collective, but as an ecosystem at large. One of our major focuses is onboarding people from other blockchains, people who don't know about blockchains, independent artists who are interested. They might not know, they hear about music NFTs and they want to get started but don't know where to go. They can come to the listening room and we can show them many different ways of creating, collaborating, and distributing your work on the blockchain. Guys, I got another one. Sync licensing. License our tracks to podcasters, shout out to Hero Pool, YouTube channels, small films, commercials, ads, all of that is what sync licensing is for. And we've been able to sync our collaborations from the listening room. If someone comes to you directly, is like, hey, I need music, how do you facilitate this transaction without facilitating it on your own? And not to say that you can't facilitate it on your own, but have to keep communicating to all parties that are involved. It does become cumbersome. And it does create room for pitfalls, and that becomes a transaction that we actually want to automate. Automating our sync license transactions and placements is something that we're working on right now as well, and something that I'm really excited about. So the last avenue of distribution for our music on the blockchain that I'm going to talk about today, distributing your music for promotional purposes with other NFT projects. So NFT projects now are adding music to their NFTs to add value to their experience that they're offering their holders. Opens the door for a whole new avenue of distribution, revenue, and exposure for independent artists. And so, let's just say there's a 5,000 PFP collection that has music attached to each NFT. That's essentially 5,000 wallets and 5,000 new potential listeners that you can get your music out to. And so being able to collaborate with an NFT project to place your music is also a really great idea. For NFT projects, if you all aren't compensating these artists per sale, and even if it's a nominal amount, it can come to a flat rate, is what you'd be paying them effectively for a non-exclusive license to distribute their music non-commercially. So this music is not to be used or distributed by the holders of this NFT. just used for an experience and listening purposes. Now that can be scaled out, but at the most basic level, that is the proper approach for NFT projects. Now for independent artists, knowing that that's the approach, don't take anything less than a flat rate fee or at least a nominal amount off of each sale due to your music being attached to that NFT. So if your music is attached to this NFT and it's being sold, then you are entitled some sort of revenue off of that. But if it's not an exclusive use of your music and you retain the rights to your music, then that's where that amount, what's allocated to you as an independent artist, is also capped. There's only so much that you can or should earn on that due to the fact that you still retain your rights and you can also continue distributing your music in all different fashions and forms as well. That's the amazing opportunity that we have here, y'all, utilizing blockchain technologies to actually leverage a whole new collaborative experience, establishing trust between your collaborators now that our splits and our ownership is actually secured on the blockchain. 8 different ways of distribution that not only I as Juice, but we as a collective, as the listening room, have been able to distribute our music on the blockchain. So again, if you got to check back, I just dropped a lot of information, a lot of alpha, shared some names. Please have a listen back, do research on these individuals and these projects. I'll leave their Twitter handles or websites within the description. So stay tuned for my next video where I actually show you guys how to mint a non-fungible and fungible token on the Cardano blockchain with NFT Maker Pro.